Hey guys, oSgtKickAss here, and we are back again with another ERB reaction. Today we are doing Dr. Seuss versus William Shakespeare. So yeah, this is one of the earlier ERBs. One of the people did comment of the last video, the one before, suggested I do some earlier ERBs. So that's what I'm doing. I hopefully should have either a gaming video or another reaction video coming out during the week. Possibly both, depending on how the system is doing, if it's actually recorded. But yeah, apart from that, let's get straight into this battle.
Dr. Seuss! Was it? William Shakespeare! Come bite my thumb, I hope you know the stakes.
So yeah, straight away, as usual, come bite my thumb. So that is very Victorian, Tudor time, when he was about. Tudor, not Victorian, that's miles off. Yeah, very Tudor. So as now we do the middle finger, they used to like do that, come bite my thumb. I think you saw him do it, and that was basically their equivalent as giving the middle finger, so basically like telling him to fuck off. Also, is that Watsky that's doing Shakespeare? I feel like it is. I'm not sure. I think it is.
Come bite my thumb, I hope you know the stakes. I'll put a slug between your shoulder blades, then ask what light through yonder poser breaks.
Yeah, so I'll put a slug between your shoulder blades, so that's like a bullet slug from back in the day. So he's basically saying he'll shoot him through a thing, and then I'll watch light through yonder poser breaks. So Romeo says something very similar to Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. He's like, and the light through yonder window breaks. Yeah, it's very, very Tudor. The language is very old. But yeah, basically saying he's doing that as well, but he's also saying I'll see the bullet through your chest, and the light through there, through a poser. So he's calling him a poser. He's saying you're not a proper author. You're just a kid's book writer. Like, you're not a proper author. So, nice little...
I'll put a slug between your shoulder blades, then ask what light through yonder poser breaks. I have been iambic on that assy bastard.
Yeah, so iambic, that is how he writes his rhymes and stuff. I'm not too sure on what it is, but I do know he does like write his lines like that or something.
What light through yonder poser breaks. I have been iambic on that assy bastard. My rhyme's a classic. Your prep is drafted by kindergartner high on acid.
So yeah, it's he's basically saying his rhymes are like a classic, so his works are classic, whereas Dr. Seuss's could have been wrote by a little kindergartner on acid, see, like psychedelic, like hallucinating, because you got to think Cat in the Hat, Horton, the Grinch, they're all very weird looking, they're not normal, and it's like a kid's imagination to make it up. But then he's also going further saying, and that's a kid on acid. So he's on a hallucinogenic drug. That's what your writing is. You're just like a kindergartner on acid could have wrote your books, whereas mine's like a classical piece of literature.
Assy bastard, my rhyme's a classic. Your prep is drafted by kindergartner high on acid. Yo, man, you're an old white soldier boy who has no swag.
So yeah, you're a white soldier boy has no swag. Obviously, Soldier Boy's not the most respected artist. He's known for not having the most lyrical masterpieces when he does write. So he's basically saying you're like Soldier Boy, but you've not even got swag. I mean, swagger was a word that was actually invented by Shakespeare. I want to say it's either in Henry V or A Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, so he's even using one of his own words. Swag obviously comes from swagger that he invented. So he's like, you're a white shoulder boy, you've got no style, but you've also got no rhymes. Your rhymes are terrible, but you've also got no swag. Like, Soldier Boy at least has swag.
Kindergartner high on acid. Yo, man, you're an old white soldier boy who has no swag and no gonads. Egads, it's so sad.
Yeah, he's also basically just going, he's got no balls. So yeah, gonads. And then egads, I feel like that was probably an old Tudor word. I think it's like a shock, and it's so like, yeah, oh my god, it's so sad. Like, you've got no balls, mate. Like, I'm gonna destroy you because you've got no balls.
Soldier boy who has no swag and no gonads. Egads, it's so sad. And to top it off, you're not a doctor.
So yeah, this is interesting. So you're not a doctor. He's called Dr. Seuss. That's his pseudonym, his writing name he goes by. his parents were actually very disappointed. His dad, especially, his dad thought he was going to study medicine, and his dad thought he was going to be a doctor. So he did go by Dr. Seuss to actually try and appease his parents a little bit, but they did want him to become a doctor of medicine, not an author. But I'm sure the money he brought in, they're not too bothered about it. But yeah, they were a bit disappointed he didn't actually become a doctor of medicine. So he's like, "You're not a doctor." So there we go.
No gonads, eat gads, it's so sad. And to top it off, you're not a doctor. I've never seen a softer author. You crook, you. I bet you wrote the Twilight books too.
So yeah, obviously Twilight is... I mean, I've not read the books. I've only seen the first movie years ago, and it was shit. But yeah, the Twilight books are known for not being great pieces of literature, really, aren't they? They're known for being poor, not very good books. So he's like, "You're so soft, like, because you only write kids' books, and you're such a bad author, and you're a crook, you're a fraud. I bet you're at Twilight as well, because it's just that bad. That's similar to what you do." So yeah, he's basically saying, "You're so bad you could be Twilight." However, there is a bit of thing here, because the writer of Twilight, the author, I'm not sure of the name off the top of my head, but I know she did once say that she was sort of inspired by Shakespeare, specifically A Midsummer Night's Dream, when writing Twilight. So he's saying that Dr. Seuss could have wrote it, but he's sort of slating off his own work, because Twilight was inspired by A Midsummer Night's Dream slightly.
I've never seen a softer author. You crook, you. I bet you wrote the Twilight books too.
Okay, this is interesting. So Seuss isn't rapping himself. He's got kind of hat to do it. This, yeah, I think what this is because this is actually quite a good play on words. Dr. Seuss was very quiet in like the public anyway, and he did say that he wanted his works, his works to speak for themselves. So in a way here, he's sort of got the cat in the hat rapping for him, so his work is speaking for him. So that's a very good play on words. But yeah, he was a very quiet person in public. Like I said, he did want his works to speak for himself. He didn't speak very much. So yeah, they're playing off that, and works speak through themselves. They've got cat in the hat here. Very good by ERB, very good.
I would not, could not, on a boat. Read any of the boring ass plays you wrote.
So, Cat in the Hat comes straight out. So, I would not, could not on a boat. That is from Green Eggs and Ham. I can't remember the next line. It's like, I would not, could not on a boat. I would not, could not on a something else. But yeah, that's from Green Eggs and Ham, which is like a story he wrote with, I think, something like 50 words or something, because someone dared him. But yeah, he said, I could not, would not, could not on a boat. Usually it's for eat the green eggs and ham, but he's saying I could not read your plays. Like, I would not, could not, like, I couldn't do it because they're so bad. Like, they're as bad as green eggs and ham, which, just about green eggs, that sounds absolutely grim.
Would not, could not, on a boat. Read any of the boring ass plays you wrote. Even Horton doesn't want to hear you, and Cindy Lou Who is afraid to go near you.
So yeah, obviously there's two pieces of work from Dr. Seuss. So Horton doesn't want to hear you. Horton Hears You is a book. I think it's like it's a very kids book. I haven't heard it in years. I think he like listens to like a speck of dust and stuff because he's got like big ears. He's an elephant. So yeah, he's like, even he doesn't want to hear you because your rhymes are that bad. And Cindy Lou Who is afraid to go near you. She was the only person who tried to speak to the Grinch when he in A Grinch Stole Christmas. So it's like, she wasn't scared of him, she's scared of you because of how bad you are. Like, so even she's afraid to go near you. Nice little lines here, nice little lines.
Any of the boring ass plays you wrote. Even Horton doesn't want to hear you, and Cindy Lou Who is afraid to go near you. You bore people to death. You leave a classroom looking like the end of Macbeth. Yeah,
he's not wrong. So yeah, Macbeth obviously in the end, like pretty much everyone dies. But yeah, kids have to read like Shakespeare in school. I luckily got away with it. We did something like Journey's End or something, which is equally just as bad. But yeah, they're very long, they're very boring, especially as a kid. So it's like, you bore people to death, you bore the kids. You leave a classroom looking at the end of Macbeth because the kids just die of boredom or fall asleep. It looks like where everyone's dead at the end of Macbeth. So yeah, he's just basically hitting him for how boring and long his books and plays are.
And Cindy Lou Who is afraid to go near you. You bore people to death. You leave a classroom looking like the enemy band. I entertain a child at any age. You gotta translate what you said on the opposite page.
Ooh, very good. So yeah, first off he says, I entertain a child of any age. So he's saying, all kids, any age, they'll enjoy Cat in the Hat. Yeah, I think it's generally more younger kids than older kids. But yeah, kids do like Cat in the Hat. There's a reason Dr. Seuss's books were so popular. He very loved character, especially Cat in the Hat. And then you've got to translate what you said on the opposite page. So, as you've seen by some of Shakespeare's lines already, it's very oldie words like yonder and stuff like this, and it just doesn't translate to modern language. No one speaks like that anymore, so they do have to translate a lot of what he said into more modern terms. So it's like you've got to translate what you said on the opposite page, because they've got to translate his books to more modern language so people actually know what he's saying, because otherwise people would be clueless nowadays.
Looking like the enemy band. I entertain a child at any age. You gotta translate what you said on the opposite page. How you gonna battle with a cat in the hat? Little kids get scared when I step on the mat.
So yeah, obviously little kids get scared when I step on the mat. Yeah, he's very... they know when he turns up, so it could be like the mat, welcome mat. So yeah, they get scared because they know he's just going to mess up everything. I mean, if you've seen the Cat in the Hat movies, read the books and stuff, he just creates an absolute havoc. So yeah, kids get scared because they know it's going to be an absolute mess.
Like what you said on the opposite page. How you gonna battle with a cat in the hat? Little kids get scared when I step on the mat. Think your ruffleneck ass gonna rap to that? I got a best-selling book about me coming back.
That's actually quite a good little line. So obviously at the end, yeah, how's your ruffle-ass neck gonna step to that? Obviously he wears like the Tudor sort of clothing thing, a ruffle thing around his neck. So he's like, you're not gonna step to that. It's just insulting him for what he's wearing. And then I've got another best-selling book about me coming back. Obviously, Cat in the Hat Returns, I believe it is. That is a best-selling book, like he said. And yeah, it could also lead to... I've got like my comebacks in this line. They're so good. There's a best-selling book about it. Like, I'm so good at coming back. Like my rebuttals, my things are so good. Me coming back. It's about me coming back. You tried to insult me. I've just come back strong. Like I've got another best-selling book. There we go.
Get scared when I step on the mat. Think your ruffleneck ass gonna rap to that? I got a best-selling book about me coming back. I'm switching up my style like the Beatles with my pieces. Each is such a wonder with a plethora of features.
So yeah, there we go. He's basically saying his work is like the Beatles. Like it's as good as the Beatles. It's all got a plethora of features, different stuff like this to keep the audience entertained. The Beatles have made some of the greatest music of all time. So it's like my work in playwriting is as good as the Beatles is in music. He's basically comparing them, saying my feature's so good and everything like that. Very good line. And also there at the start, I think it's at Hamlet, where there's like the typical skull holding. I think it's Hamlet, don't quote me on that.
I'm switching up my style like the Beatles with my pieces. Each is such a wonder with a plethora of features. Are pathetically predictable. You're thinking doom binding through the trisyllabic meter and some ghetto muppet creatures. The bard is in the building. It's a castle. I'm a boss. Better parliament, the positive. I'm killing it. I'm iller than the plague. And never caught a cholera. A balla on some cricket bowler business while you're sitting in the bleachers.
Damn. Yeah, that's definitely Watsky. That was some fast rapping. I'm gonna have to go through that again bit by bit. I just don't want to stop him. He's on a roll, man. Right, I've lost where I am.
Switching on my style like the Beatles with my pieces. Each is such a wonder with a plethora of features. Are pathetically predictable. You're thinking doom binding through the trisyllabic meter and some ghetto muppet creatures.
So yeah, he's basically saying Dr. Seuss there is predictable. The trisyllabic meter, that's how he writes. It's what he works with. That's how Dr. Seuss's books are. I wrote with that. And then some ghetto muppet creatures. So this is sort of a double. So he's basically saying they look like some really shit version of the Muppets. But this actually does link to Jim Henson, because the Jim Henson Company did do a show around the Dr. Seuss characters. The name of it has gone. It was like Dr. Seuss's Bombobulous World or something. I can't remember what it was called. It was some really weird name. But yeah, so he's basically saying some ghetto Muppet creatures. So saying, yeah, they look like shit Muppets. And then there actually was a knockoff of the Muppets made by them. By the same company that did Muppets, obviously Jim Henson. But yeah.
Each is such a wonder with a plethora of features. Are pathetically predictable. You're thinking doom binding through the trisyllabic meter and some ghetto muppet creatures. The bard is in the building. It's a castle. I'm a boss. Better parliament, the positive. I'm killing it.
Ooh. So yeah, he's saying I'm a parliament. Like he's basically saying he's the parliament. Like not Dr. Seuss, yeah, Dr. Seuss was a political comic as well. So he's saying, so obviously it's like trying to take down Parliament and stuff. He's saying, but I'm stronger than Parliament. Like I'm stronger than Parliament. You can't take me down. There's no way you're beating me. And then I'm positive I'm killing it. So yeah, he's just saying he's killing the rhyme. Really, he's killing the battle. Nice little line.
Through the trisyllabic meter and some ghetto muppet creatures. The bard is in the building, it's a castle, I'm a boss. Better Parliament, the positive, I'm killing it. I'm iller than the plague, and never caught a cholera of all.
Oh shit, that's a hell of a line. So let's just get back, see if I can pause it.
The building, it's a castle, I'm a boss. Better Parliament, the positive, I'm killing it. I'm iller than the plague, and never caught a.
I'm iller than the plague, I never caught a cholera. So obviously when he was about, the cholera struck, well, first off, the plague struck England, Tudor England, and he survived. He didn't get it, he didn't die from it, like a third of Europe did, and he didn't even get it. So he's like, I never even caught the plague, I'm killing this rhyme more than the plague that I never even got, or cholera. He also avoided cholera, which was another big killing disease at the time. So he's like, I'm killing this battle more than those plagues and things did, because I'm killing this battle, whereas even though these deadly diseases, I'm iller than these. I'm so ill, they're so powerful, they're so destructive, I'm even worse than them. Very, very good.
Creatures, the bard is in the building, it's a castle, I'm a boss. Better Parliament, the positive, I'm killing it. I'm iller than the plague, and never caught a cholera of all on some cricket bowl of business while you're sitting in the bleachers.
Ooh, so yeah, he's saying, like, basically saying there, he's a baller, so he's like the star of the show, so obviously a bowler in cricket. Very English sport. Yeah, so he's saying, I'm like a bowler. So yeah, obviously the bowler is sort of like the star of the show for the bending team, because he's the one who throws the balls, get people out. So yeah, that's he's basically saying I'm like the star player. You're sat in the bleachers, mate. You're not even rapping for yourself. You're getting your characters to rap for you. You're just sat in the bleachers, mate. I'm the star man here. You're nothing. Very good. Literally everyone's reaction when they heard that first the fast bit at the end. That's great.
You rap fast, you do. Yes, you rap fast, it's true.
No.
Now let's see how you rap versus things 1 and 2.
Oh no. No, not things 1 and 2. Yeah, so obviously they call absolute havoc. So he's saying, yeah, you rap fast, you do, yeah, you're rapping, you're doing fine. But now let's see how you are against things 1 and 2, because no one can deal with things 1 and 2. Oh dear.
Yes, you rap fast, it's true. Now let's see how you rap versus things 1 and 2.
Ooh, nice little thing there. So we'll smash your globe. So like, he's basically saying break down your world, but at the same time, they're also saying his globe. The Globe Theatre was Shakespeare's thing. It burnt down, obviously, it was rebuilt. So yeah, it's saying we're going to smash the globe, basically where you are. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the globe's gone now because we're going to smash it up. We're going to cause the mischief that we do. We're just going to break it because of how much mischief we cause.
Versus things 1 and 2.
Very good there. So back to the globe again. You may have wrote the script. Obviously, right, he wrote scripts. He was a playwright. So you may have wrote the script, mate. But now we're running the show. So before you were in control, now we're in control, mate. It doesn't matter if you wrote the script. Now we're running this show, mate. You're not in control anymore.
You can take your fancy words and send them back home to your mama.
So yeah, there we go. Just like again, Shakespeare created many words. I can't remember it. Like vomit, I believe, was one of his and stuff. So it's like all your new fancy words that you created. Take them, send them back to your mum. Like, you take your fancy words. They're not going to do you any good here. Just send them back to your mum. No one wants to hear them.
Now we're running the show. You can take your fancy words and send them back home to your mama. Break a foot off in your ass with a feet pajamas.
So yeah, obviously they wear the feety pajamas. So they're saying we're just gonna kick your ass in our little pajamas. So yeah, nice little line there. Just gonna kick your ass.
And send them back home to your mama. Break a foot off in your ass with a feety pajamas. Then we'll cook you up and eat you with some ham and green eggs.
So yeah, they're basically saying they're gonna smoke him. So they're gonna smoke him. They're gonna cook him, like by how good their lines are, and then eat you with some ham and green eggs. As I said earlier, that's a book written by Dr. Seuss. Would not. That book again, the 50-word book or something like that. So yeah, he said we're going to smoke you and eat you with some ham and green eggs.
With a our feety pajamas. Men will cook you up and eat you with some ham and green eggs. We'll break off in your leg, make no mistake, we in the rain.
So yeah, we make no mistake, we're in a rage. Obviously they're so small you couldn't tell. Like, they're just running about, but you can't tell they're like angry or whatever. So it's like, we are angry, but we gotta tell you because we're so like little, you can't tell.
With some ham and green eggs, we'll break off in your leg, make no mistake, we in the rain. All the start ends well when we bust out a gate.
I mean, that's just true, isn't it? If you've ever seen like the Cat in the Hat, when thing 1 and 2 get out of their cage, they just cause so much havoc and mischief. It never ends well for anyone when they break out of their cage. I mean, Cat in the Hat, like, he has locks on it and stuff. He's like, do not open this no matter what, because he doesn't want thing 1 and 2 to get out. So yeah, things don't end well when we burst out of our cage.
We in the rain. All the start ends well when we bust out a gate. You getting upstage, Bill? Yo, you just got played.
Very nice visual finish there, the closing of the book. But yeah, you're getting upstaged, Bill. You just got played. So first off there, you got upstaged. When an actor gets upstaged and stuff in theatre, it's like a worse act, someone who's not expected to win does better than the actual star. So it's like, you may say you're the star player, but we just upstaged you, calling him Bill rather than William, like a little nickname. And then you just got played. So you say we just played you, like, completely. But also play, he wrote plays. So it's a little bit of play on words again there. But yeah, very good battle there. Let's get into who won. So guys, the winner for me, I'm going to give it to Watsky. I'm going to give it to William Shakespeare. Some of the lines he hit with were just so good, and I especially love that last verse of his, like the quick bit. I mean, there was some killer bars in there as well, like I'm iller than the plague that I never caught a cholera, it's just so quick that so many people are going to miss it, but it's such a good line. And he had some big lines like that throughout. He hit hard, he hit hard, he hit hard. Things 1 and 2 didn't really do a lot of, when they came in, kind of had some good lines, but they were very much defensive and rebuttals. But yeah, for me, I am going to give it to William Shakespeare for the win. Like I said, guys, I should have some more videos coming out this week. Fingers crossed the recording software still works. But yeah, guys, remember to subscribe, hit that bell, comment down below who you thought win, your favourite bars, anything I may have missed. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.